Welcome to Stoner Nation Cannabis Lifestyle and Marijuana Tips. On today's episode, we are going to be catching up on some laws and some news, and we're also going to be talking about one of the women in my life that helped inspire me with my marijuana lifestyle. So, let's go ahead and get started with our ads. And I'm going to start off with the Rumble app. So, the Rumble wallet. Here's a little inside scoop that many creators are talking about behind the scenes. It's actually one of the reasons I'm using Rumble. They made a way to super chat creators so we get paid immediately without any fees. YouTube and Twitch take up to 50% when you tip creators. This method takes none. That's right, the platform takes 0 fees. I keep nearly 100% of what you send me. You can super chat with Bitcoin, Tether, USD, or even Tether Gold stablecoins. The tip will show up directly through the Rumble chat, which I'll do my best to read. Okay, talk about miswritten script here, guys. I didn't even write this one. But let's continue. All you need to do is download the Rumble wallet on the App Store and send the tips to your favorite creators. You can go to wallet.rumble.com, or you can download the app directly from the app stores. Seriously, what an amazing way to get rid of the middleman and help the creator economy. Shout out to Rumble for making this They say disruptive, but I'm going to say this lovely app and technology. All right, next one is going to be from our personal sponsor that I have just recently obtained. And that is W Energy Drink. Go to W.gg and use promo code Randolph Small. That's RANDOLPHSMALL, all one word, for 10% off your first order. And well, obviously for everyone who uses my promo code, I get a little bit of that money back. So it helps me out directly. So they also have a bunch of drinks. They have what's called the Chef's Choices, which is one that you can do. And it's a free 30 serving tub called Chef's Choice. So that's cool. And if you're a gamer or anything like that, you just gotta get your day going. W Energy, way to go. Our next two sponsors are the same guy, and that would be Henry's Chatterbox, which is available on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. And Skit Trivia by Henry Berner, which is available on www.amazon.com/author/Henry Berner. And that's Henry Berner spelled HenryBerner. And Skit Trivia is a great little book that you could do games, family game nights, college dorm nights, whatever, rainy days, blizzards, It's a great book for games when you have nothing else to do. So, go get the book. With that being stated, we're going to get rid of our ads now. And we're going to go on to what we're here for. Watch me get high and let's talk about the updates. Love how I'm blading about it. Now I'm smoking a strain, it's a hybrid strain called Winter Mint Fresh. Or Winter Fresh Mint or something like that. I don't know the exact specs on it. I mean, I can look it up for you. I can do. I'm a dumbass. Mint Fresh. Or Winter Fresh Mint or something like that. I don't know the exact specs on it. I mean, I can look it up for you. can do. You know, dumbass. All right, so this is what I got on the specs for it. Oops. Mute. There we go. Don't need an echo. Sorry about that, everyone. I had an echo going. Now, it's a strain type. It's called Winter Mint or Winter Fresh. The strain type generally considered an indica dominant or hybrid blend. Its flavor aroma combines peppermint and spearmint with a subtle sweetness, often described as having an invigorating or, in some cases, earthy finish. I can contest to that. I can support that statement. The effects known for being relaxing, soothing, and sometimes euphoric. That's nice. I love euphoric. Common usage used for late afternoon or evening session to aid in relaxation. Now the terpenes often contains limonene, caryophyllene, and myrcene or myrcene. Is related to wintergreen mint cyclin frog. These are specifically microdose edibles, 1 milligram of THC and 5 milligrams of CBD per mint, designed for subtle, common snow mints and Pacific Reserve. A sativa leaning hybrid described as a combination of sweet mint and wintergreen. And other mint strains such as animal mints, gush mints, and push mints. So that's a little bit about what I'm smoking. So now we're going to get into the news. All right, so the first thing I got is marijuana gummies sold in Ohio are being recalled, and why they were even sold. Ohio has recalled certain cannabis gummies for not having the required THC symbol on each serving. The recall affects Sweet Talk gels, gummies made by Harvest Processing, and sold between February 6th and February 27th, 2026. No adverse health events have been reported, but officials warn the risk if risk warns of risk if consumed unknowingly. Are people that stupid? Come on, guys. Are people really that stupid? Tell me. Someone tell me in one of my chats. Are people really that stupid? There's no way people are that stupid. If you're buying the gummies from a pot store, wouldn't it make common sense that it's fucking pot in them? I mean, honestly, wouldn't that just make fucking sense? Okay, and yet, you live in a state where it's legal. You're at a friend's house and you know does edibles like gummies and shit like that. You find some gummies. Wouldn't you ask your friends what type of gummies these are, or if you could have some first? I mean, my common sense to me is, hey man, can I have some of these gummies? Yeah, man. Just let you know they have pot in them. But I guess common sense is a superpower for real. But I don't know. I'm not trying to belittle nobody, but I'm just really gotta ask: are people really that stupid? I guess so. Because they had to do Now they were sold at several dispensaries throughout Ohio. Keyword is dispensaries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Throughout Ohio, but mainly in locations in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Dayton. I'm sorry, I can't read that article no more because the level of No, I'm sorry, I can't. So we're instead going to go to Portland, where lawmakers strike down bill capping THC levels in Oregon's cannabis edibles. I will read this one because this one seems entertaining. I'm going to go off and check my chats every so often. I don't see nothing going on in any of my chats other than, hi everyone. Oregon lawmakers have struck down a proposed measure that would restrict the THC levels in cannabis edibles. As first reported by the Oregon Capital Chronicle, a newsletter released by Senator Lisa Reynolds announced legislators rejected Senate Bill 1548 last week. This bill would have blocked the state's marijuana industry from producing edibles that contain more than 10 milligrams of THC and required businesses to wrap each edible individually. I have to pause on that sentence. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry I had to pause on that. I can't wrap my head around wrap each one individually. Why? It's more pollution, more waste. The proposal amid aimed to prevent children from accidentally consuming edibles and experiencing cannabis poisoning, according to Reynolds, who introduced the bill and works as a pediatrician. She said the measure advanced past the Oregon Senate before being blocked by the House Committee of Economic Development, Small Business, and Trade. Okay, I got my ashtray completely out of my way, by the way, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. I can understand why you want to do something about the kids possibly accidentally eating it, but I don't believe one bit in cannabis poisoning. I do not believe one bit in cannabis poisoning. All right? Because when you go to a doctor and get your medical card and say it says medical, and you go to dispensaries too, as your first time, actually, a doctor explains it to you every time. But they tell you what cannabis poisoning really is. All right. And that is, yeah, you got a little too high, you start getting nauseous, start getting feeling sick, blah, 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 blah. But you're not poisoned. All you got to do is just drink a cup of coffee. They even tell you to snort some black ground pepper. All right? Drink a black cup of coffee, nothing in it. You'll sober up. All right? It blocks the terpenes. The black ground pepper causes you to sneeze, which causes you to snap sober. All right? And they tell you just go to sleep too. You'll be fine. Enjoy the ride. Not being poisoned. You're not poisoned. It's a little too high. And that's all that is. Cannabis poisoning is you're too high. Yes, in children that can be scary. Yes, if you unknowingly did it to yourself, that can be scary. If someone laced your food with THC or weed or anything like that, cannabis or anything like that, yes, it can be scary. Yes, I can understand you go to the hospital in a panic. But before you panic and go to the hospital, if you know you just ate like a brownie, a cake, a cookie, a gummy, or something like that 30 minutes to an hour prior and you start feeling like that, you very well may have ate an edible. Now, if you have the wrapper and it has a name on it or something or a design on it or anything like that, look at the wrapper. If you see a red triangle with a marijuana leaf and exclamation mark, it means it's an edible. Now, if there is no wrapper, let's say it's homemade, like at some of these weddings and stuff like that, just sit there and relax. Don't panic. You'll be fine. It's a good chance that the food was laced with marijuana. And actually, food does give a little marijuana scent. So smell desserts and candies particularly, and if you smell something that's off about them, like earthy or skunky, but light, it may be marijuana in there. Okay. I know from personal experience making brownies and stuff like that. Thank you for the like, Ryan. So I know from personal experience making brownies and cakes and stuff like that, that yes, there is a light flavor and a light aroma when it's made. Very light though. You gotta know that you just gotta smell. It may seem weird, but if you smell something off about them, walk up to the person serving them and ask who made them. And if you can meet the person who made them, because they're typically there, and go, hey, listen, this smells a little earthy or skunky. I question, are these edibles? Like pot brownies or pot this or pot that? Like, just be honest with me. I just want to know before I eat it, man. I don't want to eat it and start feeling off and not know what's going on. And then find out when I get to the hospital. Just let me know. And if y'all are gonna have stuff like that at your weddings and stuff like that, make sure it is known you are doing that. Let the guest know. That way you don't have panics. All right. So I get where people get panic and stuff like that, but she thinks she's gonna win this, and I don't think she will. I think she's gonna lose because it's a pointless action. So there's that. But now we're gonna go on to the other side of this. Thanks for the likes, Kay. 40 pounds of marijuana seized in Rutherford County, Colorado. Colorado. Wait, what? No, Rutherford County, North Carolina. I'm sorry. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office seized approximately 40 pounds of marijuana during a traffic stop. Damn, I wish I was the cop that busted that. I would have taken the weed and ran. Bye. Mine now. You're free to go, but the weed's mine. See ya. And I turned the body cam off for that one. Bye. You're good. See ya. Uh huh. You're good. It's mine now. Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to this. Back to the story, guys. Back to the story. On Friday, March 6th, so today of all days, wow. Investigators were conducting interdiction efforts on Highway 74 near the 120 exit when they initiated a traffic stop on a black Chrysler Pacifica with a Georgia license plate for a traffic violation. Always got to get you with the out-of-state plates. Come on, people. At least get a vehicle to rent out while you're going through that state. Fuck. Be smart about it. Make sure it's the same state plate. During the traffic stop, investigators said they noticed signs of nervousness and a change of behavior. Investigators asked if they could search the vehicle. The driver denied. A canine on the scene conducted a free air sniff on the vehicle and gave a positive alert to the odor of narcotics, giving investigators probable cause search. Actually, Actually, there is a Supreme Court ruling that says once you deny the search of your vehicle, a warrant must be obtained before a canine may come out and do a free air sniff search. In fact, let me pull that up for y'all. This is a little tidbit of information for y'all. So you already know the Supreme Court ruling, but we're just going to go with this. You got Florida versus Harris, 2016. Hold on a second. Okay, Rodriguez versus Utah versus United States, 2015. The Supreme Court ruled in a 6-3 that police cannot extend a completed traffic stop to conduct a dog sniff without reasonable suspicion. A traffic stop, an unlawful seizure, if prolonged beyond the time needed to handle the infraction, as the mission to stop the cannot include discovering of crimes. The court also ruled in the same action that if a subject uh, refuses to willingly let a search of the vehicle be permitted, that a warrant must be used to extend the canine's permission to sniff search, as a warrant is needed for a dog to sniff the vehicle if a search is denied. And they have ruled it violates the Fourth Amendment. Now let's go to Florida versus Harris. Okay, this pertains exactly to the case that happened just in North Carolina. Officer Wheatley pulled Harris over for a routine traffic stop. Wheatley sought consent to search Harris's truck based on Harris's nervousness seen in an open beer can. When Harris refused, Wheatley executed a sniff search test with his trained narcotics dog Aldo, who altered who alerted at the driver's side door, leading Whitley to conclude that he had probable cause to search. The search turned up nothing. Aldo also was trained to detect, but did reveal ingredients for manufacturing methamphetamine. Harris was charged for legal possession of those ingredients in a subsequent stop. While Harris was out on bail, Aldo again alerted on Harris' truck, but nothing was of interest was found. So just because you act nervous does not give you authorization to search the vehicle. According to Rodriguez versus United States, Once you deny them no access to search your vehicle, you must get a warrant to have that canine search. So if this person busted in Rutherford County, North Carolina, was smart, they'd fight it. Just gonna say that. Alrighty, we're not even gonna skip more time with that. All right, now Maryland's Senate passes bill to let firefighters and rescue workers use medical marijuana while off duty. I'm fine with that. Honestly, I am. Oh, no one of you want to sit there and watch me on TikTok. Yes, I can be a troll. Am I ashamed of it? No. Can I be an ass? Yes. Am I ashamed of it? No. But the Maryland Senate has passed a bill to protect firefighters and rescue workers from being penalized for using medical marijuana while off duty. About a week after advancing through committee, the legislation from Senator Carl Jackson, a Democrat, advanced on the floor with 33 to 11 vote on Friday. The Senate last year passed an earlier version that ultimately stalled out in the House. If SB 439 is enacted, state law would be amended to codify that firefighters and other rescue workers who are registered medical cannabis patients could not be penalized over their participation in the state legal program or for testing positive for marijuana. Employers do not discipline, discharge, or otherwise discriminate against a fire and rescue public safety employee with respect to the employee's compensation terms, conditions, or privileges of employment based solely on the screening of THC metabolites. That's a tongue twister. This also could not limit, segregate, or classify its employees in any way that would derive or tend to derive the fire and rescue public safety employee of employment opportunities or otherwise adversely affect the fire and public safety employee's status as an employee. The text of the bill SB 439 says. So, yeah, that's a great idea. I support that. All right, I got to read this. This comes out of a Republican, and I'm a Republican. And I'm gonna say this. This is funny. This is comical. This is bull. My concern is that I get some guy. I'm having heart issues, and my issues go crazier because some dude sits down next to me like, "Yo, man, relax. I'm gonna take care of you." Senator William Bolden, Republican, said, "I need really sharp responses. I need these people to be very keenly aware, and these people that are going to have that are doing this have people's lives in their hands." So that's where my concern is. I'm gonna be honest with you. That senator is a fucking moron. A straight up fucking moron, guys. Honestly, if I'm having heart issues, I want that dude to come there, sit there, and look at me and go, "Yo, man, chill. I got you. You're gonna be just fine." I don't want them being strict, direct, and to the point. Okay? I don't want them like that. Yes, I want them thinking like that. I want them talking to me like, yo, bro, I'm just another guy. And you just going through another rough day, man. You're good. I want that type of attitude towards the situation talking to me, but I want precision, military grade precision on the treatment. But I want a more human person talking to me, not a trained robot. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Anyone understand that? You do? Good. I'm glad we had that conversation. So that Republican Senator William Folden is just an idiot. Motherfucker. Now, another Hawaii committee approves bill to let patients access medical marijuana without waiting for registration processing. Instead of having to wait for their cars as delivered, as is the case under the current law. Okay, now I understand what they're doing. They're doing what Florida does. When you get your medical marijuana license, you can use your ID, your state ID. Once you get your approval and you get it registered, you get registered on with the state website to um, go and buy weed at a dispensary. So you don't have to wait. So I respect that and I get that. So we're just gonna skip that one because that's kind of cool. Utah lawmakers passed bill to support clinical trials on psychedelics for veterans' mental health. This one is literally just about getting these guys help some way to help lower the suicide rate among veterans and to help deal with the PTSD. And it's House Bill 390. And like I said, that's in Utah. All my Utah people out there, tell your representatives, tell your senators to pass that bill. House Bill 390. We owe our bets, all right? Now, an Oregon bill to allow medical marijuana in hospice heads to the governor's desk. So, a 30 in the House and a 39-3 vote, it passed. In Senate, it passed with a 20-8 vote on Thursday. So, hopefully, the governor signs it. I'm in full support of that one. I'm not going to waste my time reading that because it's straight to the point on the title. Those at the end of life are going to be able to smoke weed in a hospice center. So, now Veterans Group urges Congress to pass Congress to extend psychedelics and marijuana access to mitigate suicide crisis. Like I said, with another one, that's straight to the point. All right, straight to the point. Don't need to discuss that one. We need to urge Congress to do this on a federal level. All right, and last but not least, I feel like ending it soon. Colorado lawmakers. Colorado. Say it with me. Colorado lawmakers approve bill to allow medical marijuana use in hospitals by terminally ill patients. All this is straight to the point, guys. All right. It's direct. It's there. There's no questions to be asked. It is what it is, and we just gotta accept that. There's shit that's straight to the point, and people are gonna fight it and come up with a reason to fight it. Now, the first responders and the firefighters, do you know what them people see? Do y'all? What they go through? What they have to deal with? Damn right, let them get fucking high when they're not at work. All right? Let them be high when they're not at work. Do them a favor. Do the vets a favor. Let them get high. Now, with all that being stated, I'm going to talk about my mom and how she influenced my marijuana, cannabis lifestyle. All right. One is she made weed too readily available. So to my uncles and my aunts, they made it too readily available. I didn't know what it was in the beginning, but I sure as hell learned. My first time smoking weed, she handed me an ashtray and told me to clean it. I saw something in clear paper. Saw it was green. Remember my dad. My first stepdad smoked hella weed. I knew what weed was. I knew what it did. I stole those roaches. They were half joints. Stole them. My mom told me to throw them away. I stole them. I went into the room, my bedroom. I dried them out because they were a little wet. And they got dry. I lit them up. Yeah. My mom kind of figured out that's what I did. She handed me a bag of tobacco a couple weeks later with roll papers. Told me to throw it away too. Me being a dumbass, knowing that she bought cartons of cigarettes. She didn't roll them. Thinking that's some really dry ass fucking weed. I rolled one up, and it turned out to be a cigarette, and I started smoking cigarettes. But because my mom did that to me, and it pissed me the fuck off, I went in her room and I stole about an eighth the first time. Second time I stole about a half. My mom always kept about a QP in the room. And I was still QP. I only took what I wanted. Didn't give a damn. No, I'm sorry. I when she had bigger amounts, I took extra because I always kept it small, like a dime to an eighth. I got caught a couple times. My mom didn't say nothing to me, and eventually she just figured it out and told me that as long as I was home and got it from her, got it from people she trusted or people that she knew, I could smoke. My mom encouraged me, honestly. And that's why I gotta say my mom influenced my cannabis lifestyle the most. Of all the women I've ever dealt with that smoke weed. My mom influenced it. The most. Honestly. Because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have never ended up smoking. I probably would never have ended up doing anything. Speaking of which, my mom's birthday's coming up soon. So, it's going to be nice. Plan on going seeing her, maybe, if everything is according to plan. So, yeah. Peace out. Stay high. Enjoy life. And marijuana tip of the day is to always keep a drink, something to snack on with. Always keep a drink nearby. Your smoke nearby, something to snack on, and make sure you can watch your favorite shows. All right? All right. So, peace out, guys.